Hey everybody, welcome back to the Before I Forget podcast Thanksgiving special, the one and only podcast that offers free alcohol so we can lure OJ to join the podcast for today. Say hi, OJ.
Hey! Hi,
Thanksgiving
OJ.
special with the person that doesn't celebrate Thanksgiving.
Yeah, that makes total
Yay!
sense. So OJ,
It's
what's
amazing.
what's your understanding on Thanksgiving?
My understanding is a bunch of people met up with some Indians and gave them free food and people enjoyed it.
And that's why we celebrate it.
I don't know
That's
why you
That's
celebrate
not
it.
quite
It's all
what
over.
it is. But yeah, we'll go with that.
Do you have an
Yeah.
equivalent over there?
Nope.
You don't.
Nope. We have Halloween and we have Bonfire Night, which is something you guys don't have, and then we have nothing until Christmas.
Bonfire. What is that?
Bonfire Night is celebrated on November the 5th every year. It is a specific date. And it basically celebrates when this guy called Guy Fawkes failed to blow up the Houses of
Oh
Parliament.
yeah. I didn't know that was
Um,
called Bonfire Night.
Yeah. Basically, what we do is we build like.
You all wear Guy Fawkes masks?
Well, I don't, but in this country they do. No, what they do is they make a guy, which is usually a boiler suit filled with like newspaper and stuff, and then they make a paper mache head and they jam that on top, and then they put
Yeah.
him on top of a bonfire and they light it, and then people set off fireworks.
Was that
and
an
stuff.
episode of Sherlock?
I wouldn't be
Because I
surprised.
feel like it was an episode of Sherlock.
I mean, if it's filmed in the UK, then there's a good chance it will be.
That date kind of sounds like the UK equivalent of the KKK. Just putting that out there.
Very classy.
I mean,
Well, I mean, there's nothing to do with it that's racist.
let me just explain. Everybody dresses up in masks. They put someone over a fire, albeit fake, and then you light it and sing fancy songs like Hakuna Matata.
Like, look at all the whites. Oh,
I don't know. We don't have masks or anything like that.
you guys just play Disco Inferno on repeat.
Yeah. No, it's very rare that there's music or anything. It's just people outside huddled around a gigantic fire, and setting off fireworks like crazy people.
Yeah, we just do that randomly. It just happens here. There's not a day for it.
You see,
Yeah.
Specifically.
you live in a smaller place, Cage, with not that many people.
Yeah, but
I
we
live
have
in a city.
bonfires all the time
Yeah, so
because
if
we
I
live in a place with no people.
if I set off a firework where I am, I'm probably going to jail.
Serious?
How are they going
Seriously?
to pin it to you if you live in a place with so many people?
Because everybody here's a pussy and they rat me out.
Hey, can you do that Swedish scream thing over there?
What?
The fuck?
The is it Norwegian or is it Swedish? Where you scream out of the window at like midnight and then everybody joins in.
Hoopla!
No, you get shot.
What is it called? I've forgotten.
Suicide.
That's
No,
called
no,
a
no.
stupid idea. Why would you scream out of your window?
It's a thing. It actually happens. I'm not joking. It's like in Sweden or Norway or somewhere like that in this city.
You know where that is? Not America.
I know, but you could do it in America and start a thing.
Yeah, until you got shot, which would be like 5 minutes tops. Because once again, it's America.
If,
to
maybe if you
figure out
live in
who
the
did it.
South.
They would have to figure out who did it, though.
Dude, it's not hard if someone's hanging out their window.
Well, you scream out your window and you close the window immediately afterwards.
Wow. What a great idea.
Man, fucking prank of the century. Then the cops show up wondering who was screaming.
I
Going,
mean,
who's dead?
I don't think somebody's gonna call the cops over somebody screaming out their window. What do you say?
You'd be surprised.
Rape.
You don't say anything. You just stick your head out the window and scream.
You don't say anything. You just,
You
know,
just
stick
go,
your head out the
"Ah!"
window and say something.
They're really loud.
You scream like a little girl being abducted.
Yeah.
So, this is more a question for Cage. Thanksgiving or Christmas?
Christmas. I mean, generally we just do one thing for both, so it's like
OJ,
because we
Isn't Thanksgiving nothing but Christmas food anyway? Though?
it's
pretty much.
turkey and stuffing, mashed potatoes, green beans, the sweet potatoes with marshmallows on it.
See, we don't do sweet potatoes.
I don't like them.
We just do regular potatoes. We've
like
done
sweet
sweet potatoes once or twice, but not a big yam guy, you know.
OJ, what do you have for Thanksgiving?
We don't.
Next
That's why I
question.
use the voice.
We literally don't have Thanksgiving. You know.
That's why I use the voice, you dumbass.
I don't know what the voice is.
People in Europe aren't thankful for anything, man.
We are. We're just thankful for realistic things.
So OJ, KKK Day or Christmas Day?
Neither, because I don't celebrate Christmas.
Yeah, fucking
Oh,
Jehovah's
yeah.
Witnesses don't even do birthdays.
Yep.
Which was quite a shock to me.
Well, Christmas is supposedly about the birth of Jesus, but
Yeah.
Jesus was not born on the 25th of December. You know, he's born on the 25th of December in the Middle East at night in a manger. He would be frozen to death within minutes. Not going to happen. Sorry. It doesn't make sense.
You know what else doesn't make sense?
Well.
The end of this podcast. Thank you all so much for listening.
Hey, don't forget to put in the
2
who
other
is it you wanna
hours
be
of
sponsored
content
by?
that we're doing.
So,
That's
This
true.
podcast is sponsored by Audible, audible.com/fuck for 15% off your next.
dude, I didn't laugh at it
Dreamer.
that time.
That's because OJ ruined it by fucking talking about it. So you were.
I needed to
expecting it.
know.
Dude, that's hilarious. I love that. If Audible, you're out there, if you can give us that domain,
Yeah,
We will have one
be
of
sponsored,
us
we'd be
draw
happy.
straws to perhaps blow one of you. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
so I thought you said draw straws, and then I imagined blowing them with a straw, and I don't know why that image came in my mind.
We're gonna
That
take
is
the
gonna be-
straw and just blow it at them. We're just gonna blow them up like a balloon.
At
through
least
a
you're not
straw.
going to do it through the straw. That was the worry, you know.
No, it's
Yeah,
definitely
they gotta
through
stick
the
it in
straw.
there.
They either have to
Oh,
have
no.
such a small penis that it goes into the straw, or the straw has to be so narrow as to go into the penis.
The second,
You could get one of those coffee stirrer sticks.
I mean, the second thing you said is much more likely to be a thing there, but also that would kill somebody.
I don't think it would kill someone. People do it all the time.
You don't
OJ,
go
have you ever
blowing
seen the Pain
bubbles.
Olympics?
No, and I don't think I want to, if that's an
Oh,
example.
you
of
definitely
anything.
don't want to.
Yeah, you don't want to, but I'm asking you, have you? And you haven't.
No.
Yeah, guys like chop off their penises. Yeah, and then they like cut down their
Hang on,
arm
I've
and
heard
like
of
pull their
that.
tendons.
Isn't that something that started off as like something that was a little bit extreme, and then people took it worse and worse and worse every year, and now it's just stupid.
Yeah, and then probably next year you're gonna have to kill yourself. And the person who kills himself the greatest is crown champion.
Yeah,
He
but what's the
becomes
point?
death. He becomes the Grim Reaper.
It's like that Suicide Show, the WKUK skit.
No, you see, I'm not sure if he's being serious or if that's a thing.
That's the thing. Whitest kids you know.
Why would it be a thing?
They're alright. I haven't watched too much of this things.
I've watched every single bit of their things.
Well, how about How to Make Crystal Meth? You know the song?
Man, I don't remember shit.
I know you don't.
I don't think I've ever heard of
sitting
it.
there with his fucking guitar, and there's the kids there. And
OJ.
that's how you make crystal meth.
I don't
OJ.
think I've ever heard of it.
I didn't hear of it until like a year ago or so. But OJ, how cool would it
Yes.
be to play a video game all the way through and forget about it? Like, forget everything you did, and then play the
I don't
video
think I
game
can
over
forget
again.
The whole thing.
I've done that before. It's called Final Fantasy VII.
Well,
When you're 13 and you complete that and you restart it because you figure, I'm going to do
I
better
know
this time around.
Sephiroth's the bad guy, and one of the tits dies.
Yeah, but do you remember going around Midgar at the beginning on what to do?
No, but I've seen the speed run of it, so I'm basically an expert.
Speedrunner, that's not as fast as they make out.
It's 14 hours, yeah, but I mean,
That's-
it's still
that's-
faster than not fucking speed running.
When I was 13, I was completing that game in 24.
Gonna call
Because-
bullshit on that, OJ.
I would love, no, not straight.
Yeah, that's
I
the
would
difference.
love to say I recorded it, so I actually have it down. But yeah, no, when I was 13, I had a 24 hours roughly. I'm not going to say how many minutes because I don't know exactly. But you don't count the cutscenes because the cutscenes don't have type anyway.
Yeah, they count the cutscenes in the 14-hour run.
Yeah, they don't in when I was doing it. But then
talking
again,
about
I
in-game
was a
time.
kid. Yeah. There's a lot of unnecessary stuff that you don't need to do. You don't need Yuffie, for instance. You don't need the vampire guy who I forget his name.
Guy Fawkes, KKK.
Oh, what's his name? There's a couple of characters that you definitely don't need to worry about, though.
This is a crime against humanity. I just took out a pistachio from my bag and there's nothing in it. It's just a shell.
Yep, seen that.
Eat my ass.
Oh,
Pistachio
any
company.
percent is 7 hours.
Any percent? Yeah. Beat that, OJ, huh? 24?
I'm not even going to try that. 24
Timing
hours.
is from new game until final damage on Sephiroth. Turbo controllers banned. Video proof required. Must not open the disc tray except when it prompts you to. And the Japanese version is banned. PS1 and PS2 only.
Yeah, I had the 3-disc edition.
Yeah. 3 discs. That's a lot of discs.
Back in the
That's
day
too
it
many
was, yeah.
discs.
But then Final Fantasy VIII came out and it had 4 discs, I think.
Just because the game is so big, they
Yep.
can't fit it all. That's so stupid.
Yep. And then they made better discs.
I never played Final Fantasy.
Final Fantasy VII was the first one I ever played. It took me until I was in my 20s to actually play 1 through 6. And they
Any
play a lot
percent on the
like...
PS4 is 3.5 hours.
Wow.
Yeah, take that, OJ. How's your 24 hours looking now?
Hey,
Yeah, you're
When
big
I went-
shit, OJ. Fucking
when I was
tell us
13,
the rookie numbers.
when I was 13, they didn't have speedruns of games,
They
so
didn't
I
have
was in the
electricity
top
back then?
percentage. Are you saying I'm from like the early 1800s?
No, I don't think you're as old
17.
as Draken is.
I'm older than Draken.
Are you? How old are you?
I'm 33 in like a month.
Yeah, I don't think you're older than Draken.
How old is he?
30.
Oh dear.
I don't know. He
3,030. 30.
This boy living in 3017. You seen
From
those?
the year dot, yeah?
Were you the one that said you didn't like memes last time, OJ?
No, I said the memes were dying last time.
No,
Last
we're in a
time, you gotta,
new meme.
No. You gotta remember, last time I was here, it was the Halloween edition.
That's true.
And I actually watched that back and I caught myself swearing and I gave myself a mouthful for it.
You swore?
I said the F word. I know. I don't know. I can't
Yeah,
remember
what the
what
fuck,
I said.
OJ? Why are you saying the F word?
Watch your fucking mouth. Jesus.
It reminded me of that scene in Rush Hour 3 where they capture this Asian dude who's like speaking Chinese. No, he's not speaking Chinese. Sorry, he's this Asian dude who's speaking French, and is it Chris Tucker? He loses his mind, going, why are you disrespecting yourself? Speak Asian for God's sakes.
Uh,
All right.
I can't do a good Chris Tucker impression.
Oh, me neither.
Give me your best impression. Everybody's got one.
Who though?
My best impression, just like I can
Of
do an
anyone.
all right Australian.
Do
That's
you know
an
what
accent.
Dettol is?
Who?
You know what Dettol is?
Dettol.
Dettol.
No.
Okay, it's kind of like what's that stuff that you put on cuts and scrapes and it stings like a.
Neosporin.
Like
Peroxide.
No, there's another
I'm looking
one.
it
It was
up,
on
yeah.
It was on an episode of The Simpsons.
Iodine.
Iodine. Yeah.
You put iodine on cuts?
Yeah. They used to.
What?
Or iodine. Or
I'm
whatever.
also pretty sure it was on an episode of Family Guy, not Simpsons.
No, it was definitely The Simpsons because it was the little old lady who Bart went to go and work for because he wanted to earn his own money,
Oh,
and he did it for like a day.
I thought it was the
And
old
then he
lady
says
that
to his
Brian
dad-
fucked.
Well, no, this was like an old lady that Bart decided he was going to go weed her garden and stuff for, and then she covered him in iodine because he was covered in scratches. And he goes home and he's like, "Working's for chumps." And then Homer goes, "My boy, I'm proud of you. I was twice your age before I figured that out." I can't remember, what did he want the money for? I think he wanted it for he wanted it to go to the Itchy and Scratchy or something like that.
The Itchy
You know, the
and
movie.
Scratchy Show.
No, it wasn't that. Was it that, or was it that stupid game?
Man, I don't know.
I can tell this podcast is just going to be, oh, what was that one show? Man, I don't know. Okay, next topic.
Yeah,
But
pretty much.
anyway, you wanted accents and stuff like that. I do Scottish pretty well, but in doing
No,
Scottish
he wanted an
accents,
impression. I took it to accent because I can't
Well,
do an impression.
well, the impression is of Billy Connolly because it's a Scottish accent. So
I can do
you
Steve
know.
Irwin, I suppose.
Merwin?
Yeah, Steve Irwin. Yeah.
Steve Merwin is what Cage said.
That's not what I said.
That is what you said.
You're looking into things a little much if you just want to see fucking bee emojis everywhere.
Dude,
So anyway,
The
there's a
bee
good joke
emoji?
out there.
the red bee emoji got banned, so now people are using bee, the insect emoji.
No,
yeah.
people are still using bee the red emoji.
Not on the, what is it?
I
The
don't know what
Dank
you
Meme
guys are on
subreddit.
about.
They're using it on dank memes because it was banned. They're
Yeah,
like, oh, this is a banned post, and they just fucking post the bee, you know?
F is typing.
that. People put
Oh,
the
that B.
You see, OJ, we're in a meme renaissance right now.
A lot of people got that tattooed recently for some weird reason.
The bee?
Yeah, I think it was something to do with like donating to save the bees or something like that. And everybody that got that tattooed got like half the money from the tattoo sent to wherever they're saving bees. I don't know.
You know what
Bees
that
are
sounds like?
going extinct at an alarming rate, OJ.
Yeah, well, in America they are. In the UK they're still fine.
Bees worldwide are plummeting in population.
Over here they're still fine. You guys are suffering from hive collapse disorder or something like that.
Hive collapse disorder? Yeah,
That's what's
probably
happening.
because everybody's a pussy when it comes around being to... when it comes to being around bees, I'm dyslexic when it comes to speaking. So
Be
everybody's
nice
just
to
like,
bees,
oh,
people.
I need an exterminator. So then they just call up an exterminator, the hive's gone. Turns out that was the only hive in like the
500
next-
miles.
Yeah,
That's
pretty
a
much.
bit extreme.
Well, you know, it is these days because I mean, unless there's a bee farm nearby, and then you put a chemical on one bee and it kills like 500 hives.
I'll tell you right now, watching beekeeping videos on YouTube,
Dude, I do
Oh,
that
I
all the
like
time.
that. I
When they
love
fucking-
watching videos.
They get the honey extruder and they fucking spin that shit around.
So
Oh,
good.
man.
Are you guys watching the bee movie?
No,
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, we're just
I'm pretty
watching
sure
the
they
bee
don't
movie
do that in the
multiple
bee
times.
movie.
Well, they do, but they do it in the hive.
We're watching the bee movie, but every time they say bee, the entirety of the bee movie plays.
Oh wow, that's a lot of bees.
Wouldn't it pay? You just play infinitely. Or is
No,
it
it
just the
wouldn't. It
original? one?
wouldn't go down. It just every time the original one says bee, it plays the whole bee movie.
Then the bee
So-
movie would play like 150 times.
Oh, it'd play probably like 1,000
More than
times.
that, yeah. So there's a tattoo shop down the road from me,
Are you
and
going
they
to get
put
a
a
B?
Christmas. No, I have a tattoo, and I'm not allowed anymore.
172
Um,
times.
Are you going to get it laser removed?
No,
What is it?
I'm okay to have to. It's like it's a black dragon and a red dragon twisted round in a way that
And they're
they look
having
like a yin
sex.
yang symbol. No, it's a yin yang symbol made out of a black dragon and a red dragon. Above it, it says patience, and underneath it says understanding. It's something I designed and I got when I was with Lisa.
It's the
So anyway.
patience.
The patience and the understanding is just like me, essentially. I don't lose my cool much at all.
Should have just got a giant thing of booze and it just said drinking.
Yeah, I should have done really. That would have been nice. So yeah, this tattoo parlor put a Christmas tree up and they decorated it and it looks amazing. But instead of like a star or an angel on top, they put a skull.
What do you expect out of a tattoo parlor?
That's what makes it cool.
Well,
though.
they need like a Jolly Roger, but with needles behind it instead of.
Yeah, that'd be funny.
Oh,
I forgot what I was going to talk.
I asked Cage this earlier, his dream job, and it was nothing, which was really boring. But OJ, if you had a dream job, what would it be?
I'm trying to think of like my favorite thing in the world. There are several things that I like a lot.
Mine
Working
was
on-
like
I would like to be either the guy that goes to watch movies before they debut.
yeah.
like
See,
before
I had
any, like,
I had movie critic as one of my
Oh.
options.
or I would be, a computer games tester. But I wouldn't test. I wouldn't test the
Doing
games
it,
for bugs
bitch.
or anything. I'd just be like playing the game, and then if I came across a bug, I'd report it.
You'd be like one of those the players that get the early
Yeah.
copies for like review
Dev
purposes.
testers, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be my dream job. But the only thing is, it's like people turn around and say, "Oh, you love computers. Why don't you build computers for a living?" And it's like, as if I was doing it all the time, I'd get sick of it. It's like I love finding out like problems in my PC and figuring out what the hell's causing it, fixing it, stuff like that.
See, I hate
Because-
finding problems
No, I like
because
finding the
I
problem
forget
because
everything about it.
there's a huge sense of an achievement when you fix a problem on your own computer. But if you're doing it for other people on their computers, you get sick of seeing computers coming in day after day after day with stupid people bringing in the same stupid issue over and over and over and over and over again. Do you know, over here, right? A lot of people, they don't know what's wrong with their computers. So they take it to like PC World or somewhere like that. And they say, "I'll just reset the whole thing for me." Yeah. So they lose so much information every freaking time they do that. Yeah. And it's like, you should bring it to me. I would find the problem in about 15 minutes because it's usually in your registry folders because you've done something stupid, and then you just delete that folder, or you just move it to somewhere where you can safely delete it from, or you take off all the friggin' stupid porn on your computer that's causing viruses.
Yeah, but they get caught with the child porn though if they do that instead of a hard reset.
Yeah,
And then
but
they're
at the
on
end
the
of the no, because
Yeah, but they lose their child porn if they reset it. Come on, Cage, open your mind.
That's what
I'm not-
happened to my cousin.
Well, to see, the thing is I'm looking in the registry for the problem. I'm not looking for child porn. So I would go and I would find the problem. I would delete it without even realizing there's child porn on the computer.
I don't think they look specifically for child porn when they do that. I mean,
Exactly.
they might. But
No,
like,
I mean, the people that find things like that go looking for things like that, yeah? It's as simple as that. It's like a lot of people, they label their porn folder on their computer something different so their family doesn't stumble across it and stuff like that. It's like I've actually got a folder on my desktop that says old Firefox data, right? And you have to go through like 4 or 5 different folders in that to find anything. Yeah. But there's
I just
stuff in
have
that.
like a bunch of invisible folders.
But yeah, if you wanted to find porn on my computer, you'd really have to dig. I mean, you'd probably find more in the internet history than you would in actual stored on my computer anyway. But yeah, we're talking back in the day. We're not talking anything recent at all.
That's exactly what someone who had porn on his computer right now would say.
No, just the files that I told you about.
Wow, 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 wow.
Have to fill the silence.
Dude, Cage probably just has a folder on his desktop, and he's got no shame because nobody ever goes on his computer.
Cage probably has nothing.
I
on his
don't have
desktop
the
except
space
porn.
for that.
What do you mean? You
I
don't have-
used to have Because I have like 30 gigs free.
No,
and that's,
you know
that's
what?
less than the
Cage,
amount of porn.
Cage
that I
doesn't
would
have a
see.
folder on his desktop. He has a shortcut on his desktop that leads him to a folder because the shortcuts are always much smaller.
Dude.
All I have is like I've got separate mod folders because I don't want to cram them all in one directory. I got emulator folders, and then I used to not have any shortcuts, but recently I started keeping shortcuts so I could like make a picture with the shortcuts, and then that's what I have.
Is that your computer humming very gently in the background?
Oh, it's not in the background. It's touching the mic, but yeah, it's not
Yeah.
vibrating as hard as it was.
I just hear a very gentle humming
Yeah,
underneath your voice.
it's going.
I am
Yeah.
I'm curious. Does Cyber Monday exist across the pond? I haven't
You
looked
guys
into
have
it.
Black Friday and shit?
Yeah.
We have Black Friday as of literally about 3 years ago.
Oh, you see?
It's not a big thing over here. People don't really know what it's about. You don't
People don't die in it like they do here.
Yeah, you don't have clueless people queuing up all night for the same thing that's like 5% off.
I mean, 5% off over here is on those items that are like $3,000, and the people who don't have $3,000 are just like, oh, credit card time. It's Black Friday.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
5% off 3,000 is not a lot.
It's more than 5% off 2,000.
I understand that, but you know, it's still $150.
what are you gonna spend that $150 on? I'll tell you right now. You can buy a subscription
Paying
to
off your
Pornhub, so you don't
credit
have
card.
to download anything.
I don't download anything anyway. The only things I download, right, is I recently got the Good Old Games version of Steam. Good Old Games Galaxy, it's called. And I'm just slowly going through it, getting some of the ancient games that I used to play. Like, did you ever play like Simon the Sorcerer or anything like that?
No.
Do you have fucking
I got
Theme
Theme
Hospital
Hospital
on there?
Yeah. I got Theme Hospital on there.
Yeah,
It was
I have
actually-
Dungeon Keeper. I got from GOG.
Yeah, I found Theme Hospital on there, and I'm like, I'm getting that. I have Simon the Sorcerer 1 and 2. I have Legends of Carindia 1, 2, and 3, even though when I was a kid, I only had the very first one. We're talking about games that came out in like 90, 91, 92. This is like before Cage was born, you know what I'm saying?
That is literally before I was born. Yeah, that's also probably
Yeah.
before Alf was born, because
Yes,
he's
it
only
was.
1 year older than I am.
Hang on, how old are you, F?
Alf was born in 93 and I was born in 94.
Really? Theme Hospital is older than both of you. No, sorry. Simon the Sorcerer is older than both of you. You ever see Red Dwarf?
Yeah.
Right. So you know Rimmer.
No,
Rim job?
I've
Rimmer.
seen Red Dwarf. I don't know the character.
Rimmer is the guy with the big H on his head.
I've seen the one where
H.
they think
Yeah,
that
it stands for
they're
hologram.
coming out of virtual reality, and one of them's got piss on the inside of their coat. And then
Yeah.
it turns out they're not actually coming out of a hologram. That's a whole separate thing.
Oh, that's
Virtual reality.
yeah. It's kind of like virtual reality, but it's called Better Than Life in that. Yeah. Look up Red Dwarf. It's a hysterical old British program. Even though I say old, it's currently still making things, but they don't do it every year. They've had big hiatuses and stuff like that. But it's always had Craig Charles, Chris Barry. There's a Welsh guy that plays the robot called Crichton. They've had the same guy play Holly for years, who's the ship's computer. They had a woman called Christine Kachansky who played off and on.
That's a cool
And
name.
they have another guy called the Cat, who was literally evolved from the ship's cat. But Chris Barry is the voice of Simon in Simon the Sorcerer back from the 1992 game, which I thought was amazing because I couldn't remember that until I picked it up and played it again a few years ago, and I was like, dude, that's Rimmer. I mean, that's the story behind that anyway. So yeah.
Man, that's probably the best story we've had today.
That's because we haven't had many.
Don't be down on yourself like that, OJ.
I could say one word and this podcast would pick up instantly, but F would kill me.
Do it.
Dreams.
Okay, let's fucking do it.
I'm sorry, F.
You mean the Van Halen song? Do, baby. And we're copyright claimed. Goodbye.
No,
It's not good enough to be copyrighted.
No, that
You
was
gotta get
spot on.
smooth McGroove.
Dude,
It's
that
like
dude's...
The Highway to Hell.
He died.
Rest in peace, Malcolm Young. This is
Carol was
fantastic.
talking to me about that today. Fucking
I have a
Malcolm Young
joke.
dying.
But it's
Tell a
kind of
joke. Yeah, let's tell some jokes.
Okay.
Let's do some jokes.
So, the Queen, this is just after World War II takes place. The Queen is going around the hospital and she's talking to people that have had some pretty obscene injuries. She goes to the first guy who's been shot in the backside. And she's like, poor lad, what happened to you? And he obviously explains, he's been shot in the butt. And she's like, okay, so what's the treatment? And he goes, wire brush and Dettol, ma'am. Or wire brush and iodine for those in America. You scrub it with a wire brush, you pour iodine on it. It's going to hurt like hell. And she's like, geez, how do you deal with that? Never mind, I don't want to know. Do you have any aspirations left in life? And he says, yes, ma'am, just to carry on serving my country and yourself for best as I can. And she's like, oh, that's good to hear. So she moves on to the next guy. He's had the tip of his penis shot off.
Just the
Don't
tip.
ask me how, just the tip. And she goes, oh, you poor lad, how are they treating you? He says, wire brush and Dettol, mom. Frickin' heck, she's going. The treatments for this is just disgusting. Have you got anything left to live for? And he's like, yes, ma'am. I want to carry on serving yourself and the country that I so gratefully love, just because I love it so much. And she's like, oh, that's nice. So she goes to the next guy. You don't look sick. What's your problem? Laryngitis, ma'am. Laryngitis? How have you managed that? I caught it in France when I was on tour. Oh, okay. What's the treatment of that? Wire brush and Dettol, ma'am. Flipping heck. They can't be serious. They're using that as treatment for everything. So do you have any dreams or aspirations left in life, son? Yes, ma'am. To get the wire brush and Dettol before these two. And
That was a long joke for a slight payoff.
Slight payoff, wow.
Yeah, well, if you've got the imagination going through your head while it's all happening, it's a lot funnier. Anyway, somebody else can tell a joke now.
Do you want to go first off, or shall I?
Dude, I don't have any jokes. What do I look
You
like?
have any jokes?
I'm not a funny factory.
You look like someone that might have at least one joke. What
Probably
about
stupid
anti-jokes?
Anti-jokes?
What's wrong with stupid jokes?
Stupid. What?
I'll tell a blonde joke from back in the day.
Okay.
So there's this blonde lady. She's driving down the road. She's speeding quite a bit, and as she's going along, she hears the cops' sirens, and she's like, "Oh fuck!" So she pulls over, and this blonde cop walks up. Is like, "Do you know how fast you're going? Blah blah blah. Can I see your license and registration?" And now this lady in the car, she's not your typical blonde, you might say. She's a smart cookie. And so she reaches into her glove box and gives the cop her mirror, her compact for her makeup. And the cop's like, "Oh, I didn't realize you were a police officer," and lets her go. Now, keep in mind, I'm telling that from memory from like 10 years ago. So
That's not bad.
This dude remembers comics from Cyanide and Happiness from 10 years ago, so...
Why did the blonde crash the helicopter?
Because she was
'Cause
blind.
she couldn't fly a helicopter.
She was cold and turned off the ceiling fan.
Alright. got one. 3 guys find out they have 3 weeks to live, right? They realize that they have nothing to show. They have nothing to show for in their lives, so they decide to get into the Guinness Book of World Records. So the first dude comes up and says, I have pretty long arms, maybe I can have the longest arms in the world. Second guy says, you know, I have a big chest, maybe I have the biggest chest in the world. And the third guy says, you know, I got a pretty small dick, maybe I can have the smallest dick in the world. So they each submit their applications to the Guinness Book of World Records headquarters. And a week later, the book is published, and they all gathered around to see the results. First guy opens the book and says, hey look, I've got the longest arms in the world. The second guy looks and says, wow, can't believe it, I got the biggest chest in the world. The third guy looks down and says, who the fuck is Cage?
Nice.
Oh, that's so wrong. I'm sorry, Cage.
Okay. I got one.
Oh, he's gonna roast
Oh,
me now.
No, I'm not going to roast you. I'm not going to sink to your level, love.
Give me a minute. Well, actually, carry on. I'm just going to get myself a drink.
I'm going to wait for you for this one, LJ. This is a good joke.
It's a good
You've
one.
got about 20 seconds.
Okay.
That's probably
okay.
less than 20 seconds, but whatever.
There you go. See? Lightning fast
Okay.
reflexes. Lightning McQueen over here.
I only needed to get a glass. I already got the alcohol near me.
Ooh. See, look, we're supplying
woman-
free drinks.
Can I tell my joke?
No.
Go for it.
A woman goes to buy a parrot. The prices are $100, $200, and $15. She asks why the last one is so cheap. Because he used to live in a brothel, says the shopkeeper. A brothel.
A
She pays
brothel?
$15. Yeah, it's a parrot.
Okay.
I can't say
Brothel.
brothel. Brothel. When she gets home, the parrot says, "Fuck me, a new brothel." The woman laughs. When her daughters get home, the parrot says, "Fuck me, 2 new prozzies." The girls laugh too. When the dad gets home, the parrot says, "Fuck me, Pete, haven't seen you for weeks."
Whoa. Yeah,
That is-
I give you that. That's pretty good.
Are we gonna fill this space with meaningful stuff, or just gonna tell jokes?
Hey, jokes are
great.
meaningful.
Jokes are good, but
Okay, I got one. Okay, you ready? Uff.
yes.
No, that was the joke.
I knew he was going to say that.
I thought you were gonna do something stupid like women's rights.
No,
that's a
everyone
big
already
joke.
knows that's a joke.
So I started watching Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah,
recently.
OJ started watching Dragon Ball Z. I thought about
Which
that when
one?
we did the last episode, and then forgot the fucking anime.
Normal Dragon Ball Z, as
Just
far as I know.
original.
No, the original
Starts off-
Dragon Ball.
Because there's
Yeah.
Dragon Ball Z Kai, there's Dragon Ball. There's Dragon Ball Z.
Just Dragon Ball Z.
All
Not
right.
abridged, not Kai, not just Dragon Ball, not GT, just Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah. He's got a kid that is a right whiny little baby. And then it goes out and it starts chopping steaks off a T-Rex's tail, and he's suddenly a badass. It's amazing.
Oh, he's definitely not a badass yet.
What was the scream in the background?
That was my wife.
Did
She's
she
playing with
slip
the
and
kitten.
fall?
No, she's playing with the kitten, but the only thing is she's ready for bed. So she obviously doesn't have much clothes on, and the kitten's obviously scratched her.
Uh-oh.
Did it get a nip? That's the worst.
I don't know. She's like 2 rooms away. She went to bed to go and watch stuff on her laptop while I do this podcast. So the TV is off now, in case nobody had noticed.
Yeah, it was definitely a noticeable difference.
But yeah,
Okay, here's another joke. You're telling me that I'm losing my job because Donald Trump won the election? Why? Because I'm black? And the other guy's like, Mr. President, we've been over this.
that's good.
Got a good one. Guess what?
What?
Good guess.
Okay. That's a dad joke.
So anti-jokes are like one of my favorite things.
They're
I like
alright.
fat jokes, but Some of them kind of push limits.
What's red and bad for your teeth?
A brick.
A brick.
What if it's a brown brick?
What's
What if you
big
pooped
and-
on the
You're
brick?
fucked. Then you're fucked. Oh, that's it.
What's big and grey, and if it falls out of a tree, it'll kill you?
An elephant.
A fridge.
The fridges are white.
Fridges are white. Yeah, come on.
Depends on who makes them.
White Power Associates Incorporated.
What's green and has wheels?
Grass, because you lied about the wheels.
That's right.
Dude, this is like it's straight up 4th grade stuff right here.
Yeah, yeah.
I
We've
take
all
it.
did the
heard these before.
I take
Why
it you
did the
didn't prepare
elephant
any
paint its
topics for
toenails
today.
red? No. I mean, we could always do topics, but some are questionable.
We did our topics earlier.
I know. I'm running on empty on things to talk about. We're at the 41-minute mark though, so we're booling.
What about women's rights?
What's worse than finding a worm in your apple?
Finding half a worm in your apple.
The Holocaust.
Yeah.
An Irishman walks out of a bar.
That's a lie.
That's a joke.
That's the joke, yeah.
They
Why
live
did the
in a
boy
bar.
drop his ice cream?
No
Because
idea.
he was
Someone
hit by
shot
a
it.
bus.
Oh.
Ooh.
All right. So, OJ, have you heard about my fish tank?
You have a fish tank? No,
Yeah,
I
it's
didn't
a
know.
70-gallon fish tank that I got for free.
Oh, I might have heard about it I don't know how long ago, but I think I heard you mentioning something about it.
So I've been
You have
talking
a beta in it, don't you?
No. I have
You had
one
a beta?
beta in a
Yeah.
70-gallon tank.
No, I mean you obviously have more than just the one beta.
He has
That's
he
like
has a
140.
beta in a different tank.
Okay, OJ,
Okay.
140 liters. How about that?
Yeah, I have one of them.
Actually, more like 160. But anyway,
So it's
I've
about
got
3 foot to 4 foot long, about a foot
It's a
No, it's a
hexagon.
hexagon.
deep, and about a foot wide. A hexagon. Oh, okay. You got a weird shape on.
Yeah, so it's tall. It's really wide. But
Not very deep.
no, it's really tall. That's what deep is, OJ.
I'm thinking. Hang on. If you're talking wide, you're talking back to front, aren't you? So it's like.
So
there's
back
many
to
different-
front, it's probably like 3 feet. And then top to bottom, it's like 4 feet.
Whoa, that's
It's
quite
huge.
big.
It's really big. But I've just got 4 angelfish in it right now. And they're gonna get massive. Because I got big boys.
They've got all the room in the world. Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of
So
fish
I-
do that. They grow to the size of the environment rather than just
Yeah.
have a set size that they go to. Yeah.
So I was telling Cage this. I went out and I bought some fish, right? I bought some little dither fish. And dither fish basically, they're always out and they're small schooling fishes. So when the angels think something is wrong, they see the dither fish and they realize, okay, everything's fine. And then they don't get stressed out that
Okay.
much. So my biggest problem was the certain type of fish I chose. I had previously put in the tank and I didn't think it was any problem. The angelfish
Let me guess.
were
Ate them.
around a quarter of the size they were then. So when I put these new ones in there, I spent like $20 on them. Angelfish ate them immediately within the first
It's
5
because-
hours.
Yeah. If it fits in their mouth, they eat it. That's the rule of fish.
I know.
That's
And
why
I'm
you never
sitting
stick
there
your penis
going,
in there.
I'm sitting there going, why didn't I think of that? So I tried to bring it back to the pet store. This is what I didn't tell Cage. I tried to bring it back to the pet store. Told them,
What did you?
yeah,
Hang on. What did you bring back to the pet store? If
they're
it already
like
been eaten?
half-eaten corpses.
You can't do that. They won't accept that. They'd be
No, no,
like,
no, no.
"Are you being stupid?"
No, so I said they died in the tank, and because my angelfish saw them, they ate them.
They
And they
blame
go-
you for putting them in the water too quick.
And they go, well, we can't really prove that it's our fault that our fish died, because, you know, they're kind of half-eaten. We can't even tell what kind of fish this is either. I was like, you know what? I'll take my business elsewhere. And they're just like, we'll give you a $2 coupon. And I was like, you know what? I'll take it.
For all those dead fish.
And for that, I bought, guess what? catnip, and my cats are going crazy, and they love me.
Catnip. See, I sprinkle catnip on the floor. My eldest cat eats it and then starts rolling around like a crazy thing for about half an hour, and then he's done.
Dude, catnip is the crack for felines.
Oh, I know. Oh, I know.
Cage, do you have any updates on new animals that have shown up to your house and that you've kept?
No, we still just have the 7 cats.
7 cats.
And-
7 cats.
Although when we move, there is talk of getting a Rottweiler.
Oh, dear.
And keeping the cats?
Yeah.
What?
They are
Why?
going to be swallowed.
You let the cats go
Why?
outside?
One of them does sometimes, but
Sometimes.
not really.
Does he get
One
scared?
went outside. Yeah, he's a huge scaredy cat.
How many
Sub
cats are in that
pussy.
room right now?
So like none.
Oh, you
So,
kick them
like-
all out.
Well, I mean, I don't even have a door. They just stay downstairs because that's where the food is. Unless
Are
it's
you
the
gonna-
middle of the night, then one comes up and bothers me.
Oh yeah, the famous cat that's cameoed on the podcast many times.
Yeah.
And you
So-
say, "Cat, get the fuck out of here," and then you kick him,
I
and
do
then you
say
hear,
that.
you don't hear that, by
So-
the way. Don't report us
You
to the
don't
feds.
hear that. Yeah, I'm nice to my cats. I just yell at them. So, fuck, I forgot what I was gonna say now.
Nothing
This-
new there.
It's an appropriate
the
name
name
for
of
the
the
podcast.
podcast.
Dude, I'm telling you, if I had a dog, I would. Oh, it'd be tough for me to be nice to that thing.
I'm not
Dogs
a dog
bark.
person.
They're annoying. You have to walk them. Oh,
My
Cats
dog
is
like
not a dog
can't
person
even
at all.
bark. His barking is just like the most pathetic sound you've ever heard.
I
Did
used.
you remove its voice
That's
box?
cruel. I won't do that.
No, they didn't remove its voice box.
They did that in the film, didn't they? Grown Ups, and it just sounded like a duck.
Yeah. It's, oh, there's a cat in here. Which cat is it? It's not one that responds to me talking to it.
Dude, both my cats respond to me. One of my cats plays fetch. Have I ever mentioned that on the podcast?
Yeah, I think so.
One of my cats used to respond to me, but now he has such a girly kind of meow. It's like, why'd you bother?
So you don't talk to him anymore because you think he's.
I talk to him, but he just sort of looks at me and then he goes, meow.
I mean, if Watson was around. Yeah.
My
I-
kitten just looked like a raptor for a second. That was amazing.
I have 3 cats. Well, I have 2. My
Where's the third one? What? Why?
I
What?
told you I've had 3.
I don't think so.
So I have Watson, right? He's mine.
Watson,
I have Floyd,
Floyd,
mine.
Yeah.
and then there's Ruby, which is Molly's.
Mom,
Ruby.
It's the little orange cat that I posted probably twice in the team.
maybe you've told me about it. I don't know.
I know I posted a picture somewhere.
You'll have to tell me again next week when I forget.
On this
I'll tell him again in like 5 minutes, so yeah.
Oh,
No, that's strange.
dude, we should put an intro card for the podcast, and it was like on last week's episode of Before I Forget, and it just plays the whole podcast because we're gonna forget everything.
Because we forgot, yeah.
Yeah, and then we just do the new one.
You have like a 6-hour video full of like last week and the week before, and the week before, and the week before, because at the end of each one it'd be like, and last week, this is, and you'd already be on the previous week, so you'd have the previous
We
week
need
again.
some like interactive poll. What'll Cage forget first this week?
Dude, we should do that. You'd be like, hey, what did we talk about last podcast? And you go, I don't know, and that's the segment.
There you go. What
Yeah,
will Cage
he-
forget first this week? What we were on about last week?
He went back to the EA controversy today.
They fixed that.
It fixed, quote unquote.
Well, quote, unquote,
temporary
fixed.
win Cage was talking about.
So, did you buy it then, Cage? Now that they quote unquote fixed it,
I fucking know. I refunded that shit.
so
They
you
only-
didn't.
They put like a post-it note over it. It's like someone's pointing a gun at you, and then
And you put
they
a
just
post-it
hide
note
it.
over it.
They hide it with their hand, And then you're like, oh, it's not. There's another gun there. And then they fucking whip their hand away, surprise, and then they fucking kill you.
So you think that the $12.99 thing per character or 40 plus hours for
Whoa.
a chance
Oh,
of
that shit,
unlocking
that's
those
gonna come
characters?
back around Christmas time. Yeah.
Hold
That's
on.
what I was saying. You think it's going to come back?
$12.99 a character.
Yep. And there's
That's
like
the price of
25
a
characters.
game.
No, the game is like $60 over there or $70
Yeah,
bucks
the
over
game
there.
is now like
$12.99 for a
70,
character.
yeah. Yep.
What? I didn't
Yep.
know it
Yeah.
was that much.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's
That's
aw-
why it was such a big stink. I mean, on Reddit, it had like the most dislikes
Yeah.
in
It had like
record.
600,000 downvotes. Yeah.
Fuck
the
you,
first
EA.
22 hours.
That's I refunded the fuck out of that shit.
It's like somebody I know actually went out and bought the game for her kid, and it's like, you're stupid. I really wanted to say that.
In good Battlefront news, Battlefront 2, the real one, has its servers back now for online multiplayer, so you don't have to go through Game Ranger anymore.
Isn't that the one where they? Oh, hang on. Are we talking about Star Wars Battlefront 2 from the PlayStation, or are you
Yeah,
talking
the real
about
one.
the stupid World War II game called Battlefront? And then they made
No,
Battlefront 2
there's not.
and stuff.
There's Battlefield.
No, there's a Battlefront 2. That's why I used to get confused to death about it, because it's like you got Battlefront and then you've got Star Wars Battlefront.
No, so Battlefront is Star Wars. Battlefield is not.
What? Dude, console gaming. What are your opinions on it?
Is
As a kid
shit.
and now?
They've
As
ruined
a
it.
kid, it was all right because
It was all
they
free.
outperformed PCs,
You,
and
you,
then
you bought games, you had the full game straight away. No messing, no downloads, no extra crap. You got the game, and that was it.
Yeah, but
It was amazing.
Kitty.
And then they started like, yeah, there's a kitty howling here because mummy just locked him out. But yeah, nowadays games have got so much. Oh yeah, you can buy this and upgrade this and do this and do this. I've actually started buying old games again, just to
Yeah.
have
Like
because
what?
their whole
full
game.
games. Yeah, just to have the full game, which I don't. It's like I bought Simon the Sorcerer and Simon the Sorcerer 2. Some
Simon
point
Cowell.
today.
Are you
I
gonna stream that shit at twitch.tv/OJ is the man?
already completed Simon the Sorcerer because it's a point and click game. It's like Broken Sword. I completed it in like 2 hours.
How much did you pay for it?
Like £3.
That's not bad.
Yeah, it was cheap as chips.
Cheap
And
as
I can-
chips.
Can you hear that?
Yeah,
I thought it was
that
you
cat
laughing.
is
laughing.
screaming.
There is a little screaming. It's the cat just begging. I'm waiting for it.
The animal is not being abused. It's just
No.
The animal is not being abused
I just-
visually.
It just wants to get in a room. Felix, come here.
Felix.
Felix, like
Yeah.
Felix the cat.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Like PewDiePie?
Like- No, like Felix
No,
the
like
cat
Felix
food.
the cat.
I know.
Cats like Felix.
There was a here's something. So the setup for the podcast right now is very temporary, right? It's just a picture on top of us talking. Us talking format probably isn't gonna change. I need an opinion. Eventually, way down the line, do you want to do like an animated thing where it's like the official podcast where our microphones make a little soundbar move? Do we want a scrolling intro based on like the season or the theme of the episode? Or do we want a video format?
Well, we never really have a theme for the video. I mean, because we change so much different stuff all the way through each video, so that's kind of out the window. But it'd be cool.
And if we did a
could, like-
video format, I'd have to wear a shirt.
Yeah, I mean, there is that. I mean, you'd have 3 separate screens, and we'd never be looking at each other because we're all looking like at the camera or whatever else we're looking at on screen. I kind of like the idea of having an animated one though, because even though like we're all, I mean, you guys are what, 100 miles apart, 200 miles apart. I'm
They
several
just-
thousand miles away. but you could still draw as like we're all sitting there around a table or something.
Where we just have our mouths open awkwardly, like automatically for sound.
Yeah, I mean, you could animate, we're drinking coffee, we're talking to each other, I've got a beer or whatever. Slowly getting more hammered, my face is slowly drooping and stuff.
And then eventually it's just the top of your head and your eyes like slowly peeking over because
Yeah.
you're slouched so far down in your chair.
Yeah. There's a lot of stupid things you
OJ's
can do,
just
and you
like
can draw
slamming down booze every time he talks.
it. No, every time you guys are talking, then you
Yeah,
see me
every time
shot
we're
after shot
talking,
after shot after
OJ
shot.
See, you're not doing shots. You're just tipping it back, and it's just going, like pouring down into your open mouth.
It's
Yeah,
And then
420.
you talk and you put it down. It is 420.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it'd be amazing.
I'm gonna sneeze, so there's gonna be a slight pause.
It's 4:20. Everybody, get going. You know what to do.
Whoa, dude. OJ,
Yo,
have you ever done any psychedelics?
yes.
Dude, OJ's done everything.
No, I've not done everything.
Besides
I've
the
done-
really-
I've done-
OJ's done most things.
I know.
Yeah.
We've talked about this last time, but I don't remember. How was it?
Dude,
Was the
I've
ceiling
done-
the ceiling was talking to you? I remember.
no, the ceiling was waving at me because it had that stupid Artex pattern in it, and it started moving, and it looked like the ocean waves traveling along. It was cool.
It
so,
was
yeah. It was like the ceiling was waving at me. But no, I've done coke in front of you guys, and you didn't know about it, so it
Really?
doesn't matter. Yeah.
When?
When he
about
made
3 years ago.
It was during the GTA thing, wasn't it?
It was about 3 years ago. I'm trying to think. It
When
was, I
you,
was still.
When you tried
I
to
was
download
still-
more RAM?
No, I wasn't doing stupid stuff back then except for smoking weed. I'm trying to think. I was like 27 before I ever did coke. That was longer ago than that. We were actually talking about that not long ago, weren't we? About the downloading more RAM.
Yeah.
It was
That's,
quite
I
funny.
brought it up. I brought it up earlier than last episode because it happened last week, and I linked it to you on Facebook and shit.
Yeah, and then my missus killed herself laughing because she didn't think that was a thing. And it was like, yeah, I was that
I'm
stupid
sorry
when
for
I
your
was
loss,
younger.
OJ.
I tried to download 16 gigs of RAM.
Wow.
I wondered why it wouldn't work.
Let's talk about like just dumb shit we've done. like,
I
common
used to
sense
be
shit.
I used to be so gullible. I'd fall for anything. I'm not even joking. When I was working for Netto, which was it was a German company or a Danish company that came. It's like a basic little supermarket and stuff like that. And they turned around and they said to me, the manager was like, they must have been talking behind my back saying, we're going to see how gullible this idiot really is. You know, I was in my early 20s. We're talking like 18, 19, 20, 21. And they obviously have had this conversation prior about how to get to me sort of thing. And they were like, yeah, the company's thinking about opening stores in Iraq and stuff like that. And they're going to be paid double what we're going to get paid here and stuff. I was like, I'll go. And no hesitation either. I was like, I'm there, you know. It's like at the time, Iraqi was like a war zone and stuff. And it's just still
At
probably
the time.
is. Yeah. I mean, you know, it still is.
Yes.
But back then, it was like, you know, it was crazy. Bin Laden was still alive and everything, you know.
Cage, what's something stupid you've done?
Where do I start?
I knew that was coming.
I don't remember a lot of the stupid shit I've done because I've just fucking blocked it out.
I talked about how I jumped off my my garage because I thought I could fly.
I haven't done anything quite like that, I don't think.
Didn't you jump off it twice because you forgot, like, or you were just like disappointed? You were like, I need to stitch this on or
So I
something.
jumped off once with the blanket, and it wasn't.
Yeah, and because you hadn't
attached.
tucked it into your shoes, you
Yeah,
thought, oh,
so
I screwed up. I need to do it again.
I mean, I didn't think I was that hurt the first time, and I jumped off the second time, and I was like, ooh, that didn't feel good.
You're like the kid that, like, you know, somebody hands you an umbrella and it's like, jump off the roof, Timmy, it'll work.
You're the kid that sticks a fork in the outlet twice.
Yeah.
There was a kid at my school who did that.
Oh no.
So we told
Oh yeah, they
him.
did it at my school. They shorted the whole place.
We
They,
told him if he
Oh, I
shorted
thought you
the
meant
whole
jumped off the
school.
roof with an umbrella.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a tiny school, and it's also really shit. So he just like stuck paper clips in an eraser and just jammed him into the socket
He not kill himself.
because he had an eraser.
Or it's just the insulator.
Oh, he had it stuck into the. I see.
What this kid did, somebody
Blew
told
up one
him.
of the lights in the library.
Somebody told him if he took two little prongs, put them into the charging thing of his flip phone, and stuck it in the outlet, it would instantly charge his phone because of the
Oh,
massive amounts of power. So he goes, "Really?" And he sticks it in, and next thing we know, we hear a psst. We look over, and he's on the ground.
Dead.
He was
You
fine.
just laughed at a man dying, OJ.
Can't
No.
help it.
If he
That's
did
just
it with
funny.
both his hands, it would have went across his heart, but he did it with one
Yeah.
hand. So it just went
That's
through
just
his
funny.
arm and then straight down his leg into the chair.
That's hysterical.
But the
I
dude,
mean, did he burn?
yeah, his hand was really badly burned. And,
Did the phone explode?
oh, the phone was, rest in peace, phone. The display was practically gone.
Only practically. It wasn't entirely gone then.
Well, you could see the rough outline of where the screen used to be. About that. Yeah, I've got so many school stories. Mr. Pringles man from college.
Well, I
Uh,
remember the old Pringle. The Pringle
went-
hobo.
I went to Pringle Hobo.
What did you do with the Pringles can? Did you make a TV aerial out of it thinking it'd work?
Oh, Joe, we talked about this. This dude masturbated into a Pringles can in the back alley.
Oh.
And I was coming back from the football event or something. I don't remember. Maybe it was work, maybe it was... What are you doing, Beta? Oh, he wants food. Never mind. I remember I was at a party. Probably senior year. Halloween party. And inside was really lame. And the person was just like, yeah, we're gonna play Halloween music and it's gonna be all spooky. And they just ended up blasting, rap music. The usual party music that sucks. And I hated it. So I went outside and I was sitting by the fire. And I was showing these people from Italy who were, I don't know if they were foreign exchange students. They were my current girlfriend's friends from art class. So they were outside because they didn't like the music in there either. I was with a couple other people. And I was waving my hand through the fire. Because, you can put your hand directly through the flame if you just go fast enough. It doesn't hurt at all.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt, yeah.
And the lady goes, I don't know how to do her accent. It was weird. It wasn't like a Stromboli. It was a little different.
I can do that and it won't hurt me.
She goes,
Okay, Dracula.
yeah, you can bite the fire. But she goes, how are you not hurting yourself? I'm just like, just go through it fast enough. She goes like this. So she she starts moving her hand towards the fire. She knocks over like the one big log in the middle. Knocks over
no.
the entire fire pit.
Oh,
And
no.
it like all goes on the ground. And you know how you put like your leaves or whatever next to the fire. Not like
Oh,
immediately
no.
next to it, but you put it somewhere near so that you can put it on. Yeah, all that fell in the pile of twigs and dead leaves. That started on
Woof.
fire, and everybody was just like doing pogo stick jumping on it, trying to put it out because, nobody thinks to bring water anymore.
And everybody sets the bottom of their shoes on fire and melts the rubber, etc.
So after we put it out, she goes, "That was hot." And I go, "Really?"
Oh, that was hot, yeah.
I don't know how to do it. Really? That was hot. the fact that you hit your hand on the log that was ablaze and, decided to set the entire spare firewood pile on fire. Yeah, that was hot. What an idiot.
That was stupid.
I
Okay.
also jumped into the ball pit at a Walmart. Dude said he'd
I
buy me a
jumped-
ball if I did that.
When I was a fucking child.
Nah, this was like last week by the sounds of things.
You talking about me jumping in the ball pit?
Yeah.
Oh, I was well into college. I was no.
Oh,
And then you got arrested because they found a strange man playing with the kids.
No, I jumped in it, and
So-
it was a loud crash. Iran, Iraq, and then
Afghanistan?
he bought me a ball, and I promptly punted it onto the roof of the Walmart.
anyways, I've just been reminded by the missus what time it is. I'm gonna have to go because it's 10:30, and I get up in less than 7 hours. 6.5 hours, I'll be up.
I think this.
I mean,
will
if
be
you're still
fine.
here, prepare to play League.
Dude, I'm so busy tonight. Oh my gosh. I've got to run to the gym. I've got to do some quote unquote homework, some work. But OJ, thanks so much for coming on and telling some
It's been
jokes, having some laughs, and having kitty
what we
noises
do.
in the background.
Yeah.
This is what we
Well,
do.
This has been the Thanksgiving special with a guest who doesn't
With a
celebrate
guest who
Thanksgiving.
doesn't celebrate Thanksgiving. Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
Join us
fantastic.
for the Christmas special with a guest who doesn't celebrate Christmas.
Of course.
Yeah, I'll probably be here for that. I'll definitely be here for that. Are you kidding? I'll be here on Christmas Day for that.
Dude, Christmas Day, I'm gonna be gone.
I might
There's
be
no
in my new
chance.
house by Christmas Day.
Hey, maybe I'll have decent internet. The Christmas stream. Look out for that
Hey.
on Kage no Kitsune on twitch.tv/. I just said it.
You did say it. You said it about as backwards as you could possibly say.
Yeah, about as backwards as possible.
Twitch.
tv.twitch/no_Kitsune
Might as well
Kage _
Might as well just literally say to people, twitch/tv.me.
me. All right, anyways, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you all so much for joining us on this Thanksgiving special gobble gobble of the Before I Forget podcast. That has been OJ, that has been Cage, I have been off, and we'll see you next time.
Gobble gobble.
Goodbye.
Take it easy.